Water on the side. Yeah, but I need a little. Hey, Joe, Mike. Thank you. Yeah, I was. Right. Well, I'm straight up the street. Instead of going towards Glitson, you go left towards my place.
Because we had a... I'm not loosened up yet, so relax a little bit. I haven't had a chance to get to the bar. You know, most of you know who I am. That's beside the point at this stage of the game.
We don't.
Well, we don't, John. Believe me. You keep it up, Russo, you're going to be in deep trouble before the day ends. I've got a couple of stories about you.
I got my eye.
And your poor wife doesn't know.
Wait, Marty.
Those of you who don't know me, you will before the day's over. Probably wish you hadn't. My first duty here as Master of Ceremonies is to introduce Jim Gianfrido, the son of Betz and June, who will honor us with a toast to the couple. Jim?
Of honor today, and the love they have shared for the past 50 years.
Thank you, Jim. Please be seated. What we're going to try to do is intersperse as usual some speakers who will talk about Betz and June so that the program doesn't get too long later on when the meal's finished. My name is Paul Pollack, Jr., and before I got a chance to say Junior, Senior already popped up. I'm going to have problems here today, obviously, because I got some hecklers in the crowd. And one of them, obviously, is Mr. Russo. And also my father, who's here. But my job is to keep the program going, and I will as we move through this. Now, we want to have a couple people speak just briefly before we start the meal and talk about Betz and June. So the first person that we're going to have come up to the and speak is Joe Gianfrido, who has known him for years. Uncle Joe, would you please come up?
I'm an old man, so have patience. Thank you, Paul. Our honored guests, Betz and June, and the children, and all the friends out here. Thank you very much for coming. And I was going to talk off the cuff, but I thought I'd better write it down so I wouldn't make any mistakes. 50 years of wedded bliss, and all with the same two people. That's quite an accomplishment. You have reached a milestone in your life. As we gather here today in celebration of your 50th golden anniversary, I was asked by Connie if I would take my memory back a few years and see what I could come up with about these two lovely people. But unfortunately, at my age, my memory refused to go back. But I was saved by a group of young people. They were in their teens and early 20s. And of all things they were discussing was marriage, life and marriage. And what got my attention was when they said that marriage was a gamble. For a while, I was confused and I wondered what they were talking about. But let's take for a moment and accept the concept of marriage being a gamble. Then we have living proof right here in Betz and June, 50 years of marriage that are winners, two winners, 50 years. I gotta find my place now. As I see marriage is a commitment two people make to each other. A commitment of love, happiness, faith, hope, understanding, and respect for each other. That's what marriage is all about, as far as I'm concerned. And we have living proof right here in Betz and June. No one ever said that marriage was easy or smooth sailing. There are rough and bumpy roads ahead, and they've seen them all. They've had good times, bad times, sad times, sorrow times. But when their children arrived, were born and were growing up, the joy and happiness that came into their life changed everything. They shared the good, the bad, the hurts, the sorrows, and everything together. And they've endured it all. So here they are today, after 50 years. So it's time now for them to renew their commitment and look forward to the future. Look forward to tomorrow. And at our age, it's not too easy. We look forward to one day at a time. So, as we look forward to one day at a time, it's time for every morning when they get up out of bed, for any of us for that matter, get up out of bed, you sit at the bedside, you rub your eyes, maybe scratch your head, look out the window to see what the weather is. Someone was rushed to the kitchen for the first cup of coffee. We stop one moment, just one moment, and thank God for the beginning of today. Ask God for His forgiveness for any mistakes that you may have made yesterday, and to give you strength and guidance that today will be a better day. And as you march down the road of happiness, dreams, as you march down there hand in hand, my dear cousins, I want to leave you with one thought, and that is, there's nothing that can happen to either one of you today, tomorrow, the next day, or the day after, that both of you together cannot handle. God bless you. But right now, for myself, for my lovely wife, for your children, and for all your dear friends out there, I would wish to extend our deepest and heartfelt congratulations to both of you. And we will see you here on your 60th anniversary. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, Joe. And now one other brief continue on. Probably the better half of this twosome, believe it or not. Joe's wife, Betty. Betty, would you come up and say a few words?
You think Joe lost his place, I'm lost before I began. Connie didn't tell me I'd have to stand up here and hold the mic.
Want me to hold the mic?
No. I think back to when I first came to Connecticut, when I, a very shy and bashful bride, arrived in New York some 40 years ago. I never, in my wildest dreams, imagined myself, standing before this many people and singing praises of such lovely people as Betz and Jim. Before I came here, Joe had told me so many wonderful things about two, or should I say 3 people, because Connie was always there. I really think I expected to see a halo around June's head. Anyway, when Joe and I arrived in New Britain, we went to leave my luggage in the hotel room and went immediately to their home. I was made to feel completely welcome, and all my fears of a new place were laid to rest. As the hour grew late, I told Joe we should be taking our leave. June immediately said, "Oh, no, you don't. You are staying here until you find a suitable apartment." Arguments were to no avail. June won out, and we stayed. As the evening turned to night, and I was very tired, I asked Joe if Betz's sisters would be going home soon, as I was tired and would like to take a bath and retire. He said, "Betty, they are home. They live here too." I began to wonder where everyone would sleep. That question also was soon answered when I told June she did not have room enough for Joe and I, that we should go to the hotel. Shot down again when she said, "As long as we have an empty corner, we have room." Finding an apartment was not as easy as I expected. I think it took us about a month. June's patience and love with and for everyone never dwindled. She stayed the same all the time. Days were for June, Diane, and I, and we became very, very close. June and Betz are godparents for our first child, Paul. Since that time, over the years, we have shared many good times and known some sad times and bad times. June always brings everyone back on top. The strength and stamina of this lovely, gentle, genteel lady possesses is truly remarkable and should be an inspiration, especially to her lovely children, Connie, Diane, and Jimmy. I could relate stories that would bring tears flowing like water.
Okay, Sal.
Here we go. Now the bride cuts the cake, the bride cuts the cake. Everybody's happy when the bride cuts the cake, and the groom cuts the cake, the groom cuts the cake. Everybody's happy when the groom cuts the cake. Now first of all, the bride is going to be the groom. So cut a little piece. And the bride is going to be the groom. Sebby, have you been waiting this long to get served at night? Now the bride feeds the groom. The bride feeds the groom. Everybody's happy when the bride feeds the groom. Now it's the groom's turn to be the bride.
That's not like that.
Now the groom feeds the bride. The groom feeds the bride. Everybody's happy when the groom feeds the bride. Now that's a June. take another little piece of cake, cut it in half, and feed each other. Now they both feed each other, they both feed each other. Everybody's happy when they both feed each other. Now there is no nicer way of taking the icing off the lips but by kissing it off. So the groom kisses the bride, the groom kisses the bride. Everybody's happy when the groom kisses the bride. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like... Round of applause, huh? Now we can also get Diane and her husband up here, and Paul and his wife over here, Connie. We'd like to have them join in also. Paul, grab a hold of your wife. Where's your wife? Diane, you don't dance? Diane and Jimmy, where are you? Come on up here. I've been talking to this lady and this gentleman over here for the past 6 months. We never really knew each other, but I can see they're very nice. Let's give a nice round of applause. Connie and Paul. I'm sure that Betz and Jude would like to have everybody join in now. Don't be bashful, come on up here. You go. You and Lucy, come on. Everybody, come on up here and have a good time. Enjoy yourself. You've had a wonderful meal here today. You got to work it off. Don't be bashful. Come on up here and dance.
and Grandpa's white t-shirt in the garden. You can always look out and see them then. Jeff, all the Garfields from Grandma. and his hot dog joke with Grandpa. I guess when Jeffrey was a little boy, all he did was eat hot dogs. And Dad began to call him that, and it's been an ongoing joke every year. At Christmas, there are always hot dog jokes. And then there are the famous quotes. When we were young, from Mom, "Don't call me unless you're bleeding." And "Go ask your father." Dad never answered yes, always "we'll see." And when we asked, "Don't throw stones through your own windows." His advice to the grandchildren: you've got to be organized, you have to study to get ahead. Right, guys? His advice to us as adults: you've got to save a little bit every month. And to me, 28 years ago, do you really want to marry that guy with the crew cut and yellow plaid shoelaces? I should get him back some more. But the living legacy that is perpetuating itself as I speak is the legacy of family that is Betz in June. Family comes first, last, and always. All of you know that from personal experiences with them. How many of you have been surprised by an unannounced visit over the years? On holidays or vacation times, you just open up your door and there we all were. Travel, vacation, holidays, all mean being together as a family to Mom and Dad. Celebration means family to them. Diane, just pick a place, we said. No is the reply. We'll just have a party so that everyone, all of our family and friends can be together. So here we are today to share with Betz and June the joy and the celebration of 50 years together. Mom and Dad, may the rich tapestry of love, of caring and sharing that you have woven over the years continue on. Your living legacy of family.
I think at this point, though, I'd like to ask June and Betz to step up to the microphone and give them an opportunity to speak.
After that, what can I say? All that I can say is 50 years ago, the promise was to have and to hold.
Thank you all for coming. That's all I can say. I'm sorry.
That basically concludes the speaking part of the program. We're going to have dancing for quite a while now. We have plenty of time. We do have video, and what's going to happen when we get right into the video is he will set the video up back in that in a particular area, and if you would like to stand in front of the camera, we're not going to ask anybody to do it if you don't have to, but if you feel you would like to say something in the video, and to Betz and June, we appreciate it because it'll be on tape and we'll all have a record of that. Just hold a second, I get a couple more things. Okay, Sal.
Here we go. Now the bride cuts the cake. The bride cuts the cake. Everybody's happy when the bride cuts the cake. And the groom cuts the cake. The groom cuts the cake. Everybody's happy when the groom cuts the cake. Now first of all, the bride is going to meet the groom. So cut a little piece. And the bride is going to be the groom. Sebby, have you been waiting this long to get served at night? Now the bride feeds the groom. The bride feeds the groom. Everybody's happy when the bride feeds the groom. Now it's the groom's turn to be the bride.
That's not like that.
Now the groom feeds the bride. The groom feeds the bride. Everybody's happy when the groom feeds the bride. Now Betz and June, if you'll take another little piece of cake, cut it in half, and feed each other. Now they both feed each other. They both feed each other. Everybody's happy when they both feed each other. Now there is no nicer way of taking the icing off the lips but by kissing it off. So the groom kisses the bride. The groom kisses the bride. Everybody's happy when the groom kisses the bride. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like... Nice round of applause, huh? Now we can also get Diane and her husband up here, and Paul and his wife over here, Connie. We'd like to have them join in also. Paul, grab hold of your wife. Where's your wife? Diane, you don't dance? Diane and Jimmy, where are you? Come on up here. I've been talking to this lady and this gentleman over here for the past 6 months. We never really knew each other, but I can see they're very nice. Let's give a nice round of applause. Connie and Paul. I'm sure that Betz and June would like to have everybody join in now. Don't be bashful, come on up here. You go. You and Lucy, come on. Everybody, come on up here and have a good time. Enjoy yourself. You've had a wonderful meal here today. You got to work it off. Don't be bashful. Come on up here and dance.
at Cherry Creek Reservoir. And Grandpa's white t-shirt in the garden. You can always look out and see them then. Jeff, all the Garfields from Grandma. And his hot dog joke with Grandpa. I guess when Jeffrey was a little boy, all he did was eat hot dogs. And Dad began to call him that, and it's been an ongoing joke every year. At Christmas, there are always hot dog jokes. And then there are the famous quotes. When we were young, from Mom, "Don't call me unless you're bleeding." And "Go ask your father." Dad never answered yes, always "we'll see." And when we asked, "Don't throw stones through your own windows." His advice to the grandchildren: you've got to be organized, you have to study to get ahead. Right, guys? His advice to us as adults: you've got to save a little bit every month. And to me, 28 years ago, do you really want to marry that guy with the crew cut and yellow plaid shoelaces? I should get him back some more. Style. But the living legacy that is perpetuating itself as I speak is the legacy of family that is Betz in June. Family comes first, last, and always. All of you know that from personal experiences with them. How many of you have been surprised by an unannounced visit over the years? On holidays or vacation times, you just open up your door and there we all were. Travel, vacation, holidays, all mean being together as a family to Mom and Dad. Celebration means family to them. Diane, just pick a place, we said. No is the reply. We'll just have a party so that everyone, all of our family and friends can be together. So here we are today to share with Betz and June the joy and the celebration of 50 years together. Mom and Dad, may the rich tapestry of love, of caring and sharing that you have woven over the years continue on. Your living legacy of family.
I think at this point, though, I'd like to ask June and Betz to step up to the microphone and give them an opportunity to speak.
After that, what can I say? All that I can say is 50 years ago, the promise was to have and to believe.
Thank you all for coming. That's all I can say. I'm sorry.
That basically concludes the speaking part of the program. We're going to have dancing quite a while now. We have plenty of time. We do have video, and what's going to happen when we get right into the video is he will set the video up back in that in a particular area, and if you would like to stand in front of the camera, we're not going to ask anybody to do it, you don't have to do it, but if you would like to say something in the video, and to Betz and June, we appreciate it because it'll be on tape and we'll all have a record of that. Just hold a second, I get a couple more things.